I want to do a real quick review on the Hyper E-Ride 29-inch electric mountain bike. And I want to do a review on this because I am going to be returning it. I've already initiated the return with Walmart. But I want to do a review on this before I return it, just because I want to let everyone know that this actually is a very good hardtail electric mountain bike. And if it weren't for some issues that I was having with it, I would have kept it. And I'm going to go over all that in this video as I go for a little test ride here and show you all some of what it's doing. I don't know if this video will be worth anything at any point, because when I ordered this from Walmart, it was actually the very last one they had. And honestly, it might be the last one of these that Walmart ever sells, because if you look on Walmart's website, these have completely disappeared from all the listings, and they have even disappeared from Hyper's website. So I don't think they have any intention of bringing this back, at least not this particular model. I would expect that they're going to have a new release soon of this bike, or some version of this bike, and it's going to have some upgrades to it. But just to go over the basics of it, you have a 350 watt hub motor. This is a 7-speed rear hub. It's got a Shimano Tourney TZ shifter on it. It's got this very nice chain guard, which keeps the thing from slapping the chain on the frame or jumping off of the chain ring, which is very effective. It's actually a really good part that I like, that Hyper usually adds to their mountain bikes. The front suspension, I know everyone says a lot of negative things about these. The HPR suspension, I get it, it's just a box store suspension, but I don't really see anything wrong with this suspension. It actually does a pretty good job. You can see the travel, the suspension travel there. That's quite a bit. I mean, that looks like, I'm not good at this, but that looks like 100 meters of travel to me. So it feels good, it handles good. I really like everything about the bike. The only thing that's not a factory part here is this stem. You'll notice I have an adjustable stem on there. And I was doing that so that when I was riding this bike on the road or on the rail trail with my wife, that I would be able to pop it in the upright position like that, sit more fully upright, more like a comfort bike or a commuter bike or a hybrid bike, and ride a longer time because I'm more comfortable. So when I go to take this and return it, I'll have to take this aftermarket part and replace it with the factory one, and I'll just keep that one for a future bike. You have the key to unlock the battery here. When you go to turn this thing on, you push the power button there first on the battery, and then you push the power button on the, what do you want to call this? The display, I guess, the display itself. And then it's very simple. You just have a mode button where you choose whether you want low, medium, or high assist for pedaling. And then you have this 6-kilometer button where if you hold this button down, you can walk the bike, and it'll give you power to just walk the bike. So I'm going to hop on and start going for a little ride here. I'll kind of talk as I go. I forgot to mention, this is the actual throttle, so you can do pedal assist or you can do throttle. It is kind of weird that they have a twist shift on this as opposed to a click shifter, but that wasn't really any kind of a deal breaker for me on this bike. I was fine with that. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop on it. Go ahead and turn this thing on. Got full power. I got that on. I'm going to go ahead and kick this into high mode. My plan would have been probably to eventually replace the front suspension fork with a good quality air suspension, and then probably replace the calipers for the mechanical disc brakes with semi-hydraulic calipers. Beautiful day here in southwestern Pennsylvania. As you can see, I live in a nice rural location in the middle of a bunch of farmland. I love it here. Very little traffic ever on this road. So you can hop on a bike at any time, run around all these backcountry roads, and hardly ever have to worry about moving over for a car. It's kind of nice. So I've been in 7th gear pretty much the whole time, and when I'm in pedal assist 3, most of the time I'm just ghost pedaling, which I don't mind. I mean, it doesn't bother me. If I'm trying to get exercise, I would kick it down into 2 probably. For me personally, I doubt I'd ever really put it in pedal assist 1. I just don't feel like it's enough for me. But the way I would usually ride this bike, if I were going to keep it, would be like cross-country riding. Maybe even some green trails, some green mountain bike trails. Nothing major. I never intended to buy this bike to do 10-foot drops with or anything crazy. Probably the worst I'd put it through is a blue trail, maybe. And I'd just take a little easier. But I think the bike would hold up well in just about any situation where you wanted to use it. Here's the issue with this bike. It has plenty of power. Even for me, I mean, I'm a heavy rider. I get that. Has plenty of power. It's fun. But when you go up a prolonged uphill, for some reason, this motor acts like it's overheating. I don't know if that's really what it's doing, but that's what it acts like. It acts like it's overheating, and it'll eventually just bring you to a stop and stop working, and then you have no pedal assist, and you are completely on your own. And since this is a 70-pound bike, I think it's like 69 pounds or whatever. Since it's a heavy bike, the last place you want your motor giving up on you is on a prolonged uphill. So I've done 2 test rides now. This is my 3rd test ride out this same direction. And usually it does pretty good through here. Like right about now, I'm actually pedaling a little bit. I'm putting a little bit of effort into it. It's giving me good pedal assist. So even though I was going up a small uphill, it didn't feel like it at all. But up here just a ways, once we round the corner, we're going to start going up a pretty significant uphill. And if this bike does what it did, actually it's doing it even sooner, I believe. Yep. So it is crapping out on me even sooner. I've dropped down to 5th, dropped down to 4th gear now. Okay, now that I've come level here, my pedal assist is back. But I definitely lost pedal assist almost completely on that very tiny uphill. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I've never lost power on that uphill before. Right up here is where I usually lose power. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but I'm starting a pretty significant uphill right now, and it's going fine right now. I feel the power of the pedal assist. I'm not really exerting any effort. I'm just turning the pedals with... I'm not ghost pedaling right now, so I do have a tiny little bit of effort invested in this. Okay, well, here we go. That's still with me. Came close to giving up on me there, but it's still with me for the time being. I still have pedal assist, and this has been a pretty long uphill, so you can see that, I mean, if the thing wouldn't heat up, if it wouldn't overheat, or whatever it's doing, okay, here we go, now we're losing it. If it wouldn't do this, if it wouldn't get to the point where it overheats or whatever, this would be a more than adequate bike to do just about anything you want to do. But unfortunately, it does overheat or crap out or whatever it's doing for whatever reason. And it does it in the moments of your ride where you need it the most. It's trying. I mean, it's really fighting. It's trying to stay engaged with me. It's still there. This is a pretty good uphill, and it has not completely left me yet. It came close back there, but for the moment it's hanging in there, and here we go. Okay, so now the motor's saying, that's it, I'm done. I'm exhausted, I can't go on. It's still there a tiny little bit. I'm now down to first gear. Have a little bit of pedal assist, tiny little bit, so that I'm not exerting anything right now. This is still kind of the motor helping. And let's see, there it goes. It's still trying a little bit. Okay, there it went completely, just kicked out. So now that's the full weight of the bike. And I am not going to get up that hill with the full weight of this 70-pound bike. So, yeah, it gave me different results today, which kind of shows that something is wrong with it. Because when it does have issues, they're not consistent issues. It doesn't always happen the same way. For example, on this ride, it almost gave up on a much easier uphill, one that never gave it an issue before on my other two test rides. But then it ended up making it further up the larger uphill, the sustained uphill, and surprised me a little bit. But the results are always the same basic thing of there's something wrong with this motor, I guess, or some issue that causes the motor to give out on you when it's under strain for a prolonged period of time. Another kind of weird thing about this bike, which I heard a guy from out west, I forget his name right now, his YouTube channel is something like Vegas Hyper Adventures, I think, something like that. And he was mentioning how with this bike, obviously it's not a torque sensor, so it doesn't pick up on how hard you're pedaling and then give you the assist that you're wanting. Instead, it's a speed sensor, which is pretty common for a budget bike, so it's just taking a look at how many times the chainring is making a revolution, and then it gives you assistance based on your bike speed. But he said, and I didn't understand this until I got the bike and tried it out, But he said that this bike, for some reason, the harder you pedal, the less assistance it gives you. And the easier you pedal, the more assistance it gives you. And by golly, if that guy wasn't absolutely right, I mean, that is exactly what this bike does. I would assume they all do that. If you have one of these and yours doesn't do that, okay. All I know is what that guy said. That is exactly the way it works for me. If I start pedaling like fast and hard, then the engine backs down and I take on the majority of the work. But if I'm pedaling easy and just basically using enough effort, which is very little effort, to turn the cranks around without applying any kind of force behind them, then the motor kicks in full and gives me full power. So I don't know why that is. It really isn't a big deal. It wouldn't bother me at all. I mean, that's something you get used to right away. It's not difficult. You learn how the bike works, and then you adjust accordingly and use it however you want to use it. I will say that even with this bike doing what it does, having this issue of overheating or whatever on the uphills, this bike is still worth the money, I think, that I spent for it, brand new, and is still worth keeping, really. I could still use this bike with no problem, even with that uphill issue, because most of the riding that I'll be doing would be either relatively flat or it would be more minor uphills and shorter uphills. And I think the bike would be just fine for those kinds of situations. And like I said, the only reason I've decided to go ahead and return this is just because, you know, with my wife getting an e-bike now, that has kind of changed my approach on when I think I'll be riding e-bikes more and which one I want to be my e-bike. Before, I was thinking that my wife didn't really care much for e-bikes, so if I was going to be riding an e-bike, I'd need to do that without her. And now that that's not the case, then instead of it being my mountain biking that I'm going to be doing with an e-bike, it's now going to be my rail trail riding, my commuter riding. So that was my decision, but again, just in case this review is helpful to anyone, if these things come for sale later on down the road, or maybe you see a used one for sale on Facebook Marketplace, just test it out, and if it seems like it's behaving itself, I would definitely recommend this bike. I mean, I actually do like it in spite of everything. I do like the bike. And I will say this, furthermore, it was my wife riding this bike that caused her to want an e-bike. That was part of it. We went for a e-bike ride up in the mountain, but then she came home and took a nice long spin on my bike and said, "Oh man, I love it. I think I want one." So yeah, it is a good bike. If you get it, I think you should be happy with it. And on the rare occasion where you get one that has an issue like the issue that mine has, well, if it's mountain biking you're wanting to do, and this is the bike you want, then I say go through the motions with Hyper to let them get it fixed for you. They'll get it fixed for you. And then you'll have a super nice mountain bike. As you can see, it does just fine on more rugged terrain. I don't mind that front fork at all. The only thing is that, you get, because it's not an air fork, because it's a metal spring, you do get that fork noise. And as weird as it is, I've always liked that. I don't know why. I've always liked that metal fork noise. Which is kind of neat. But like this kind of riding does fine for... Okay, actually I spoke too soon. My hub is... Yeah, you can hear it like engaging, disengaging. So it's like going through another one of its overheats, its meltdowns. It's having meltdowns. It's stressed. Will almost quit entirely right there. Oh, and there it did. It quit entirely. So just riding in the yard, it quit on me. Watch if I go downhill for a sec. It'll be fine. Yep, there's the power. It's fine now. So there you have it. There's my review. That's the kind of thing you're looking for. All in all, it's a good bike. I like the tires. I think they got good grip. Like the wheels. Like everything about it, really.